our next session. It's a nice day, spring-like weather. We're going to try to ground drive the boys with the harnesses that they've had on in the past. We're putting the newest harness on beta. We'll put the older harness that requires us to lift his legs on alpha.
That we took off last time.
And then we're going to try to ground drive them back here in the training area. And if all goes well, if they're not flipping their hips over, causing problems because of concerns, predator concerns, etc., we'll go into the big pasture. We're getting closer and closer to doing walks and cart drives on the rancho's trails. Okay, all right. He will, I think with repetition, he'll stop doing that.
Yeah. And I think what we did last time is we undid this piece and then we went under. That's what we did. That's why it seemed weird. Okay? So yeah. Good boy.
The weather's in the mid-80s and it's around noon. Pretty soon, in a few weeks, it'll probably be more in the mid-90s around noon. And we might be meeting earlier if that's the case.
Okay. So that has to come off. And then go under his belly. Yeah. It might be upside down, but at least we have it right, you know, as far as how it...
Coco's out here doing what Coco does during our lessons. And Lulu has access to the patio to come out and watch us.
Okay. And then we did that one. Stop. Stop. And rolling him. Making him want to spit. Awesome possum.
That looks good.
Okay.
Looks very good.
Good boy.
And I actually brought some tack out that we can use to go
Put a
around
harness.
Beta's butt, but we're not going to use it today, so that we can keep the harness properly placed where it is now. And one piece of tack at a time, we'll get to the point where the boys will know it's time to pull a cart. Or take a walk out on the rancho's trails. You remember we did that months ago, and we'll do it again before we try to hitch them to a cart on the rancho's trails. And we are getting our Zephy software ready to be posted on ShadrackFarms.com website, because we will want to ask for donations. Okay, here's the old one that we kind of made work.
The last time that we had it and it was tied in the middle of the back, that seemed to work. That was good.
Each time we put this particular harness on, we have to get him to lift his legs.
Good boy.
And I've been watching videos about doing that.
Oh, Coco's cutting the wire. Sometimes we wonder how those wires get disconnected.
Still not automatic. Matter of fact, it's been a while since we put this on him. Good, we got it on the left leg. my recollection is that he was better the last time we did this, but it's been a while. Repetition's gonna help.
Actually, didn't he give us the collar the last time? I'm surprised that he was the one. Good boys, good boys, good boys.
I've been watching eBay and Amazon for a nice used harness like that one, but I haven't found it ever since I found and bought that one. That's why we're going to use this other one that has worked for us. It's just harder to put on because we have to lift their legs, but we did it. It'll get easier, you'll see. Because I'll show you on the Urban Alpaca Girl Show.
I'm getting stronger. Oh my goodness. That's funny.
The last time we ground drove Beta, he was much, much better.
Okay. Do you want me to do Alpha or do you want to do...
Put the...
Yeah, no, you do Alpha.
Okay.
As you know, Alpha is always the first one to learn and do.
Good boy. Good boy.
Was there any issue getting them into the training area this morning?
No, that was actually
No? No?
Walked right in.
They walked right in. Okay. They understand they're in school.
They didn't run from me out in the pasture or anything. Okay. Okay. All right, well, I'll lead first. Then,
You guys ready?
okay. Come on.
If you're feeling that you're getting the responses that you want,
Oh, wow. Well, that's...
then head out to the big pasture.
Okay, let's see. Hold it for 1 second and I'll try. Okay. Okay. Cutie. Cutie. Yeah.
Watch their ears. They'll show you their emotion with their ears. Try to go through the corridor a couple times, around the trees, around the cone.
Cutie. Right? Cutie, cutie.
Okay, they're interacting with each other, but that's okay. That left leg, yeah, you want to get that up better. We sure could use one more team member out here that has arms and legs, but the economy is still not doing well, and those that used to volunteer for me are out trying to get money to buy gas. Beta's kicking out a little bit with his back legs, is making a statement. Tavis chose to drop the lines and just use the lead line until we get focus and good answers from Beta. Maybe we'll just go to the back pasture if we can instead of the big pasture, if they're behaving. The back pasture is nice and green. The big pasture See, it's been being irrigated right now. It's going to need a little more water after we flail mowed it and weed whacked it. I like the way that they're leading now, following each other. I'm leaving it up to the handlers to decide where to go next, what challenge to provide for them next. Beta's looking at me. Coco's watching and following along. Looks like Tavis is going to go out into the back pasture. I like the way Beta is behaving right now. So what I'm going to do, Alpha's giving a little bit of trouble, but we're having like a tack problem. It would be helpful to have another team member for each of the alpacas to deal with such problems, but like I said, we don't have it. But look how nice Beta is walking. There goes Alpha. And I'm going to carefully walk out that way so we can get better camera images of their behavior. This time of year, it's really hard to keep up with the growth on the ground. It grows so fast. And we're busy flail mowing and weed whacking places that have never been flail mowed and weed whacked this spring. But the places we have flail mowed and weed whacked are growing back very quickly. Okay, here we go. In the back pasture.
Yeah. Like I do know something about like striated ones or something. Like some are right away, you know, are edible. Some are not. Yeah.
And the boys look so good with their shared appearance. And the flies haven't been real bad around their head. The flies will land on their backs, but I don't worry about that. In their head, they do have some of their hair growth over their eyes. So I haven't seen any problem in and around the eyes.
Well, just leading, I think is good though too.
Do you want to try tie him up to the tree?
Okay.
And either one of us would be behind.
Yeah. Why don't we? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Why don't we do that?
Just so at least they
Okay.
get, because it's kind of hard to be behind them and
Yes.
lead them.
We're gonna tie one of them up
Okay,
and then work with them that way.
okay. They know how to tie.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do a slip knot?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going to let Farmer Tavis do it.
It's always good to practice tying. Like, for example, if I want to clip their toenails in the middle of the summer,
Okay.
we'll tie them on the tree, bend down, and
Just tie
hopefully they'll let us clip the toenails.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Come on, Alpha.
But what are you going to do with the ground driving lines?
We're going to take it off.
Okay, that means picking up his legs again, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right, that's okay because we need to practice.
Yeah, I think they just slide off.
I'll be watching for a harness just like that one. And if any of my viewers have one used, please let me know. SoniaSokolow@gmail.com. I'd put it over here by the stump. No, Tavis, we don't want to get them accidentally hung up in the ground driving line, so put it over here by the stump.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're gonna have Tavis do the ground driving or the leading, whichever.
You got him.
Yeah.
Got him going.
And I'm gonna stay here. You use your judgment. I'll let you know if Alpha's getting upset. So far, so good on being tied. We have not yet tried to have the boys pull a log. I have one all ready to go. I've got to figure out what I need to have on them for tack to pull a log. And that'll be something we're going to try to do yet this year. Yeah, you hustle around and stay behind them.
Get it. Get it.
This is good practice for tying. We walked right by Alpha. He got a little bit riled, but he's standing 4 legs straight. Down the corridor, which is a good place to practice keeping the hips straight. He's kicking out a little bit at the ground lines, ground driving lines touching him on the legs. Short lessons are okay. Now I think Alma's going to come and get Alpha, who's been very, very good on his tie line.
Good boy. Good boy.
And remember, his ground driving lines are here on the stump.
Okay.
We're going to meet again this weekend. I'm not sure which day. And we will have a slightly different objectives, learning objectives. And I'll let you know at the beginning of the session. And it will very much depend upon whether or not I have found some better tack to use, similar to the harness that I got that was sold by somebody who used it on their goat. I actually saw some YouTube videos and some ads about sheep being driven, and I'm not sure, but I think sheep are more inclined to be big as an alpaca. And I'm gonna slowly walk over there. We didn't make big strides today. We just made little steps, but they were all showing good progress. So I am encouraged that Alpha and Beta will eventually, maybe this summer, be able to pull these carts. And they know they're done with their lesson now.
Okay.
We'll see what they do. I think that they will say, oh, thank goodness school is over for today. And they get A's for their progress today. This is Sonia Sokolov, the urban alpaca girl, on May 28th, 2025. And Alma always likes to take them over to their blue tub and turns on the hose. They like that. And we have another blue tub at the other shed we call Shed 3 for them to use this summer. And we keep it filled with water. It's up to them if they want to step in, lay in, roll in. Goodbye for now.